Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. I know I've done a lot more condensed videos this last week, mainly because of the concern about the Bible. And so I'm going to do it Acts 4:10 really quickly. And I would say I shouldn't, and then it's time to retreat. It's time to give up. It's time to hide out. Like when the Jewish people hid out back during the Holocaust. But apparently, too many forgot about what went on. So now they've joined the communist group. And I'm doing it with Axe again. Hooey Dooey. I know that would be in the more exciting times. Come on, Lauren. No, it's not. I always do that. Every time. Listen. We're going to do 4:10 and any related verses. And then because of the condition that we're in here, I must force myself to take a break. That does not mean that I may not watch like certain things, but as for reposting, and most of my question answers got decreased on Cura, and since we're under such a great deal of what the I think it's just, we need to focus on the vitals, and maybe it's like we went too far, maybe we pushed too far. Maybe John encouraged too much. Maybe we stood our ground too hard. The exact answer is not clear, but obviously if we're having to deal with something as vital in a country that was supposed to not be a third world country, then, and that we had... So what we're going to do is... And I'm getting a lot of interference too, and I have done this before, but I think before I was just like, I just shut stations down. So I'm going to at least try to keep this one up and then not erase it. And, be it known unto all and to all the people of Israel that by the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, whom ye crucified, whom God raised from the dead, even by him does this man stand here before you whole. Now, verse 10, and double check. No, I'm not getting... Yes, I am. 10, Acts 2:22. It's a little dark for the eyes. Do okay in the brighter light. Here we go. Acts 2:22 and 3:6 and 16, Acts 2:24. This is going to be my last video for a while. When I mean a while, I mean with considering we need to figure out how to tap the well, and around now, because now then the mower went out. So when I go in the yard to mow or something, it's so heavy. From how they do it, I don't know exactly to us, or if it's just geared towards the tower. So, for instance, my legs will lock up and I can't feel my hands on the mower. So we're going to get this manual one, but the thing is now we're so far... Okay, this is a long story to say. I most likely will come on like when I need to, like when we have another letter or we're being visited and harassed, then I may pop on for that, okay? Because no one's going to help, and then at least it's just accountability or our records of what went on. So already keeping up with the lawn out front was disrupted. John says that the mower was due for something. We messed up. the grass was too damp, too much dew on it, because some of it was longer. And they're going to keep targeting that. So we'll be dealing with like letters and township, and they might send out like the blight or something. It's just a little bit different rhythm than the other places, but it'll happen. So we just need a regroup. Like, I'm looking at poor John, and then we're trying to get me hooked up with something that's even the most minute of work, but just enough to come in. And there's plenty of the remote stuff, because a lot of people started to request more remote, or they said, this position, I don't necessarily technically have to come into the office that much, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And I'm coming around like a time where I'm going to start getting to like messed up, because it's my son's birthday. And I'm gonna I really need a break. This bill coming through, and I get these sometimes. Like, it's not giving up. It's just I think that even though I don't want to retreat again, I don't want to retreat, because I've had to retreat. I had to retreat for so many years, on and off, and I don't want it to seem defeated, but in a way, it's kind of like that. It's like kind of in the way where, like, in times when, like, say even the Native Americans fought, they would fight a good fight, and then it just got to where the ones that were left had to flee, or the ones that whoever could go hide in a cave or whatever. And since we can't hide in a cave, like, metaphorically speaking, I can hide off of social media as best as I can, even though I enjoy it. It gives me a sense of hope in some regards, some sort of connect, no matter how superficial it feels at times. And I just think we need to focus. Like, I've got repairs to do. Maybe if there's just, I can just focus better on those things here, physically in my realm right here. We don't have security. We don't have a church or somewhere we go and we have security guards, or someone's there to escort us home to make sure we get home safe. And, we're just kind of like, it's just like it's like kind of, I felt like since me and John's, whatever this is, somehow we got targeted simultaneously. He already was, or we didn't understand all of it, is where it's like, sometimes it just feels like him and I are in the middle of, and then sometimes it was with my poor son too. Like, we're just in the middle of a swamp with all of these alligators and crocodiles around us, and there's no security guards. We can't afford a bodyguard. We can't afford some gunman to be protecting our property or whatever. We don't have those luxuries. They already made the one threat again. He's lying, making stuff up, and he's literally setting up evidences at least 3 times now, but yet while he was doing really dangerous stuff on our property. And, like, we just got here. And so if then when we're trying to look and stuff gets super bad again, I have to retreat. We have to retreat. Even though I believe my husband will say, you need to do what your heart tells you with God. And I think we have to push onward. I'm not going against him, but, like, even if my break is only like 3 or 4 days, but, like, I need to really just take a break. And that the church failed. They listened to the government for so long, and they just hook, line, and sinkered like little prostitutes. And some of those very people that run those churches are some of the people that have persecuted us and me. Or we left those churches, and we left without any kind of whimper. And most of the time we were good tithers, even when we didn't have the money to be. And some of those very same people running churches and have gotten positions, and they are like evil. And I think it's like right now we need to just like get the boat in the middle of the swamp and get it fixed up so that we can sustain the alligators and crocodile there. Jeez, oh Lord, this was supposed to be short. Acts 2:22, Ye men of Israel, hear these words, Jesus of Nazareth, a man approved of God among you, by miracles and wonders and signs which God did by him in the midst of you, as ye yourselves also know. John 3:2, 5-6, attested by John 3:2. If I went the wrong way, try to bear with me because I believe I did. Okay, so we're in the middle of that swamp right now. It's like not really metaphorical because we got the swamp pond and the neighbor has some swamp area and the properties along the bank here have some, and so, oh God, you guys have messed up. Oh my God. Like, maybe it is time to hide. What do you guys think? I don't know. I think it's going to be different. I think the answer is different for all of us, don't you? I think so. I think it's going to be different for all of us, especially when she can't find what she needs. We're going to end there. So the long story short is, those verses are the Bible being shut down. And if you have ministers telling you to rip pages out, and I might know some of those people, you're gonna end up with something that looks like this. It's just pretending. But I think I'm done here. I'm done here for a while. Got enough physical problems that it's time to retreat for a while. So when we're done ripping out all the pages that have to do with Jewish people and other people trying to kill the true God. I mean, this should be like a real, like, burr, burr, burr. What other books have they done that with? A lot, but the thing is that it's weird timing, again, and they technically are wanting this to be that this is not true at all, that was not God, that the Jewish communities and other groups had followed in to kill Jesus and delivered him up to the Caesar. And so it might be time for some to retreat. And since I'm older, I've been hitting my head into the wall like a long, 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 long time to be just... And poor John and poor me, poor my son and others, is maybe it's time to retreat. Maybe it's time to have one handy. Just saying this for myself. Some of you younger and more viral and capable most likely won't need to retreat. We'll see how it works out. But see, that's kind of weird because since I'm older, I'm not going to bear any more children. That whole game's over. Like, I should just go out with a gusto. And that's how I came on here several years ago. But dummy me thought enough of us would do this and that we were going to somehow help Jesus turn the tides. So I'm not telling you what to do. I'm saying that I need to retreat for a while. I think that God wouldn't be able to make it more glaringly obvious that there was a water thing, there's some other serious things, and we need to just hunker down on that. And I tried in my capacity, but I'm so blocked. It's of uselessness. And then when I do feel like I might be able to just reach one, I get hammered and I'm like, we don't have the legal backing. We don't have security. Yeah, we have angels and Jesus and some people online, but we don't have that kind of money to be playing with fire like this. And we're in the middle of the swamp and the crocodiles and alligators, and our boat needs some patchwork. And so right now we need to focus on patchwork. I need to get through the birthday because it's going to be a tough one. He's 26. So, and I just need to deal with that. And it's going to be about a month or so, and then I'll swing back around. But I can't get a hold of my nephew. I can't get a hold of my niece because their mother is one of my major nemesises, and she caused havoc upon pain and just destruction of my life by knowing people in the county and the county courts and police, and she was in on all of it, and she would terrorize and torture my brother before they patched up, and it went on his whole end of his life for decades with her. And I need to take a break. And because I should have already gotten the clue, but because John doesn't want me to lose my station, and he don't care if 2 people watch it. He says I'm supposed to do it. And he has waited years to see it. And he knows it. But we need a break. We need to focus on our ship right now with the Lord. Because he didn't want us to leave the ship. So he made it abundantly clear and allowed the evil to do their shit. And so I don't like taking breaks. I'm not good at it. I actually kind of think this is funny, even though it's the worst quality that anyone could have of a video in the whole world. And I don't want to quit. But it's not quitting. It's a rest. It's a retreat. It's a retreat. A momentary retreat. A momentary retreat. This is serious. This is the end of the road. It's no longer America. No. They desecrated, genocided the natives. They desecrated, genocided. They kept a lot of the Irish messed up. It's an unspoken tale, but even when a lot of the Irish got over this way, they were targeted. And if they didn't join the Masons, if they didn't join the Wrights, if they didn't join, this is a death. This is a major, major death. It's over. Families have been destroyed, just spewed across this continent. They have invaded. They've taken this. Transgenders have more rights than your children. Too many destroyed this country, and too many stood by to watch. I didn't want to watch. And I tried not to watch. I tried to reach out to groups when I could, saying, we can't watch this. I feel like I'm giving evil his way, but I'm going to retreat for some time, and I hope I can make it super long. I don't know how that jumped over, but I hope I can make it a super long time where it's just like that was for then. That 7 years or so, that was that period of time. That 20 years or so, that was that period. And now you're just in this other time. And it's a different way with the Lord. Because all the things that drove you, all the things that made you wake up and not want to fully give up is gone. Even the things you knew you were fighting for, that you probably one day were going to lose your son over because he just wouldn't understand, or he didn't want to understand no more. and all the lies and slander, but I would still get up because of free speech, because of God, because of America supposedly being founded on human freedom, which I knew had been a farce for far too long because that was not my experience in this whole situation for super, super duper long time. But now I must retreat with the Lord. I must retreat unless it's so clear that that is not what he wants, and that we just have to keep taking the hammering. And I will get some guidance from my husband tonight or tomorrow about it when he can just get a little bit of rest. I thought I had oil. I wasn't trying to be a weirdo. I just think for some it's time to hide. If we want to see the next phase, we gotta hide. It isn't for everyone. It isn't for everyone. Everyone's situation is going to be entirely individually selected between you and Jesus.